Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel. I really did not have a plan for today, still do not have a plan. I hope that you're well. I know that I have not been around. I just needed a break. My energy was feeling really drained and really off, and I was grumpy and it was not good, so I just wanted to take some time away. So thank you to those of you who hung in with me. Thank you for your emails and your kind words as well. I will be returning to personal readings this week. Not today, maybe in a couple of days. Feeling pretty good, so I want to keep that vibe and energy up. I really just wanted to pull a couple of cards today for the collective. I've been watching some readers that I like, pick a cards and things like that, and some of them, you know, for me, sometimes they resonate and sometimes they don't. So if my videos don't resonate with you, that's okay. Nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with me. Sometimes there's a connection and sometimes there's not. And when you're pulling cards for a large group of people or a big amount of people, it's not going to resonate. The cards, the energy, the messages cannot resonate with every person. Three of Swords. So are some of you feeling literally like heartbroken, sad, hurt, disappointed, betrayed? Are there things going on right now during this isolation period that are really hurting you? Let's see what else comes out. Anguish. I'm hearing the word anguish. Six of Pentacles. Generosity, charitable giving, philanthropy. This could be you giving to a charity or you receiving. Could be, you know, one of the stimulus payments or some kindness from someone else. For a lot of you, this is going to be you doing the giving and maybe just being more aware of where you spend your money. For some of you, this is going to be like supporting small businesses, right? And being more selective with how you spend, which is a good, it's positive energy. I don't mean selective in a holding on too tightly to your money kind of way. I just mean that, you know, you're wanting to support the humans that are in your community, which is great. Ten of Pentacles. Some of you are feeling okay. And this actually represents to me reunion for some of you. Some of us, I know in my area, things are starting to open. People are allowed to go outside. So for some of you, this feels like a picnic. Being able to go out and play Frisbee. This actually looks like a reunion. Like this is a really sweet looking, he reminds me of Harrison Ford on this card. Handsome looking older gentleman and his gorgeous older wife, and they're out with their grandkids or something. So if you have not seen your grandkids and you're having a chance to do that, or seen friends even, and now you're having a chance to be around some people a little bit, it's a good feeling. I'm going to clarify this Three of Swords for those of you that speaks to you, because I hate it for you. And it feels really significant. It feels like some of you may not be talking about it. What I get when I look at this is that she's screaming at the top of her lungs and nobody can hear her, or no sound is coming out. Do you guys ever have those dreams where something scares you or you're upset and you scream or you cry and you can't push the sound out? Because I do that, and what wakes me up from it is finally getting this, like I'll finally push out it's a horrible sound. And I'll either scare my husband or scare myself awake. That's that same feeling. You may be hurt and not able to speak about it. Gosh, Two of Swords. So look at that energy, those energies together. Two of Swords is about, obviously about blindness, right? But she's blindfolded. But it's more about needing to make a choice and not feeling like you can make a choice, or not feeling like you have a choice. Are some of you feeling like this in your, I don't like to use the word lockdown. I was going to say lockdown, but in your isolation, in your quarantine, in your alone time right now, such as it is, are you feeling like this is all too much? For some of you, it feels like I need more information. I don't know what's happening, and that's frightening. That's scary. And Swords is mental energies. A lot of you, this is going to be anxiety. A lot of you, this has triggered some fears. It's just really scary. Whether it's the actual virus that scares you or the thing happening with the laws in your country, whatever. I know there's a lot of different beliefs there, a lot of different arguments, but something about this, I think you're finding it very frightening and difficult to navigate. Justice. Okay. Justice is great because justice means that things are going to be coming back into balance for you. Okay, it means to me also that you're going to be finding peace with both sides of yourself. I feel like there's the person that you are with other people, and we all have that. And there's a person that you are within, that you are to yourself. And I feel like there's going to be some balance between that. So you're either not going to be hiding your anxiety any longer. You may be confessing to someone that I think I need help. I need to talk to someone. Can we try some medication? Something like that. Or you're going to find some calm within that anxiety and sort of, it just feels like coming back to yourself in a healthy way. But again, with Justice, she's holding a sword. So some of you are really trapped inside your head right now. I'm going to pull you guys an Archangel card. I hate this for you. For those of you this is speaking to, I really am sorry that that's happening, but I also want to say, let it happen. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What am I learning from this? What are my triggers? Because this is I know it sounds lame and corny, and I know because I used to suffer from anxiety a great deal. And nobody understands it, and people are always saying things like, why don't you just calm down? And you're like, oh, is that? I'll just calm down then. Thank you for that. And, and for me, the medications didn't work and stuff, so I understand the struggle, I really do. But looking back on it, I learned so much during that time. So please know that, this is part of your evolution. It is temporary. You are loved, you are cared for. Things are coming back into balance with that Justice card. I have an Archangel message for my friends who are suffering at this time. I have an Archangel message. Thank you. 5 of Michael. More Swords energy. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome and consider taking a more uplifting approach. So I love that because the issues, the fears, the negativity, the anxiety, it originates with your thoughts, right? So this card is telling you to try to take steps to remove those thoughts or remove yourself from the triggers really that keep those thoughts going. So if that's social media, if you're getting into arguments, if people are posting things that scare you, things like that, unfollow those people, stop looking at your social media. Don't watch the news, guys. There's nothing good, there's nothing of value. And if you feel like you need to watch the news, then once a week is probably fine because they just play the same thing over and over anyway, okay? Release your attachment to the outcome is a very important message as well. Don't worry so much about what happens at the end, okay? Recognize, realize, hear me when I say you're an eternal being having a physical experience. There's nothing that can hurt you, okay? So release your attachment to what's my life gonna be like after this? Am I gonna have a job after this? How is everything gonna work out? How's my relationship gonna be after this? Or who am I gonna be after this? It's okay to think those things. Those are fine thoughts to have, but the attachment to the outcome is the thing that causes the anxiety, right? I always say that with anxiety, you're living in the past or you're trying to control the future. And when you're in the present, and you can be in the present moment and be grateful for what is happening right now in the present moment or who you are in the present moment, then the anxiety sort of melts away. I'm sorry, I'm trying to choose my words carefully because it's different for every person. I know that it is, and I don't want to sound like I'm making light of something that for me was most tragic. And I understand that for some of us, it's not only real, it's devastating. So I do get that 1000%, okay? And I'm here with you. You can always email me if you want to. I'll talk to you about it if you want. But you're being encouraged to try to move through this, to know that most of this is mental. So the negative self-talk, the using words like scared and disaster and nightmare and things like that when talking about the situation that we're all in right now, those are things you can change. You can start using affirmations. You can start hanging out with people that discuss other things. You can use things like art therapy or music therapy or dance therapy. Get on TikTok and do some silly things to get your mood up, to understand that life is happening right now, okay? We're not waiting for this thing to be over before we start living again. You can live right now. You can take an online cooking class. There are ways that you can adapt and be happy in this moment. And part of that is going to be letting go of whatever happens in the future. We're all moving into the future, okay? I talked about this before in a video before. Lean to the left, right? If you watch that video, remember that video. Choose love and not fear as much as you can. And you'll see good results from that. So for those of you that we have the Six of Pentacles and you're really focusing on charitable giving, you may be cleaning out closets. You may be just looking around like, who of my friends needs groceries? How can I help you? How can I serve? I'm going to pull a couple more cards for you guys. Interesting. So 5 of Pentacles. So this definitely has to do with looking around your immediate environment and seeing who is needy. Trying to be aware of who of your friends, maybe they lost jobs. Maybe, you know, they're separated from family, you know, things are happening around you. And I feel like you're being very aware of that. This is a wonderful energy. For those of you who are taking this on in this way, this is karmically, this is amazing for you. And it's just really wonderful energy. This is a brother's keeper energy. Literally, like if you're baking cookies for your neighbor, anything like that, anything that comes from a generous and loving heart, it's just such good energy. And it's appreciated and it's seen. I hope that you know that it's seen. You got the 10 of Cups. Sometimes the small things that we do, sometimes they're really small. They feel small to us because baking cookies, what is that? It's not a big deal. It takes like an hour. But it's a huge thing to somebody else. Huge. You could make their whole day. You could make their whole week just because we're in a time right now where human connection is not really allowed, right? So you can't hug and you can't go to the bar and hang out with your friends like you normally would. So it's so important to support people in the ways that we can. And for those of you who are taking this on in that way, you may never know. You may never see the impact that you have, but I want you to know you're having an impact. 10 of Cups is fulfillment, but in this case, it feels more like recognizing, realizing, because I'm seeing it in a tangible way, somebody does care. I do matter. I am loved. You guys in group 2 might actually be helping somebody who's in group 1, so that's kind of cool. I just heard that, like, yeah. Then those of you in group 1, if you're having anxiety, you may have someone step forward and say, here, you know, let me help you. Here's what I did. You know, whether they're giving you something physical, paying a bill for you, making you a meal, or if they're just being an ear for you, there's someone possibly, you know, these two groups could intermingle and you could be helped by somebody who's got a servant's heart. And you guys with the servant's heart, you're helping in a larger way than I think that you realize. And it's such a big deal. Such a big deal. And I think that I have almost a visual. I have a face in my mind. I feel like I'm seeing one of you. You're not talking about it on Facebook. You're not going on social media and saying, I did this today. I baked a pie. I paid a bill for my neighbor. And that's also a very big deal because you don't want that spotlight. It's not the point of it for you. And you, whoever this is that I'm talking to, you're a very special person. You're a special kind of person. And my heart is swelling at your generosity and your love. You have to know that the love that you're putting out, you're going to get that back tenfold. And I know that's not why you're doing it. I know that. But it's coming back to you. I just want you to know it is coming back to you. You have Page of Ariel. An excellent opportunity offered. Scholarships or pursuit of education. Time to get to work. So Page of Ariel is Page of Cups, I think, in this deck. I'm not sure. But a page is an offer. It's somebody coming forward with a gift for you. And that's exactly what I was just saying as the card came out. Because you're being so generous with those around you. Because you're giving without thought to how you're going to pay your own bills without worrying about yourself. You're just looking around and seeing, you know, people in need, and you're stepping up to the plate for that. That's going to come back to you. Okay, you're being offered something else. This is in the near future. Something is going to be offered to you because you were so generous with what you had, with your time, with your money, with your listening ears, whatever it is that you gave someone else. And then, okay, so for the last of you, I didn't really mean for these to split up into groups, but that's how it worked out. For the last of you, if you resonated with the Ten of Pentacles energy, if you're just feeling very content right now, if things are sort of starting to work out for you, if it feels like the end of this cycle or hard thing, if it feels like I'm happy because I get to spend time with my family, I finally got to see Harrison Ford. I'm telling you, that's who that looks like to me. So for those of you hanging out with Harrison Ford, let's pull you a couple more cards. I'm wondering if somebody's going to comment, hey, my granddad looks just like Harrison Ford. Or we have some kind of joke, because that just keeps coming through for me. You have Ace of Wands, inspiration, creativity, new ideas, new beginnings. I love that. I'm going to pull you one more. Ten of Swords, yeah. So you have 2 tens. So you are putting down a burden, something hurtful, something strenuous. Ten of Swords is interesting in this deck. All the Swords cards, like the Two of Swords over here, have these crows and ravens on them. Crows and ravens are the keepers of secret knowledge, ancient knowledge, and wisdom. So really interesting. I feel like for you, this period of isolation or lockdown has really not so much been challenging as it has been eye-opening for you. If you're the ones who are starting to reunite and you're starting to feel happy, or you feel very content at this time, maybe you haven't reunited, but you're okay with everything. If you're feeling very emotionally stable, this time has been very eye-opening for you in a spiritual way, in an emotional way. It's mental energy, so just realizing, you know, life is precious, or realizing I want to keep these things, these aspects, these beliefs, these friends, these relationships in my life, and I want to let go of these things because they don't serve me, they're not good for me. Some of you are having a very big shift moment with these 2 tens. We're at the end and you have 2 of them. So let's say Pentacles are financial, so they're earth, so they're tangible, right? So in the things that I can feel and touch in my 3D life, I'm coming to an end, but in my Swords energy, so my mental energy, I'm coming to an end also. This could be letting go of so many possible things, but it's in a happy way. It's almost like I can breathe a sigh of relief, okay? So this time for you guys has been really good, really fruitful, really fruitful. Letting go of these are ideas, these are things people said to you, these are beliefs, these are stories, these are fears, these are doubts. They're flying away from you. They're flying away. As you walk out into the sunshine, these things are leaving you now. And that leaves room for the Ace of Wands energy, divine inspiration, in a way that some of you have never felt before. If you've never really stood in an Ace of Wands energy, this is going to feel so incredible for you. It's fiery and it's passionate, and it's that idea that, like, I sit up in the middle of the night in my bed and I have to go write this thing down because it's going to be amazing. So for some of you, if you're entrepreneurs, if you have an idea about something, if you are a writer or a painter or something like that, you may see that this time and the way that it has benefited you is going to also benefit you in your career or your work life, because now you're bringing something new to the table, new perspective, new talent for those of you who did decide to try to learn something during this time. Really, really good. I'm going to pull you an Archangel message as well, or one is going to hop in my lap. 3 of Raphael. Reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. What? Happy announcements regarding your family and your relationships and children. Community of friends, so that's that 10 of Pentacles. Reasons to celebrate. Yes, yes, yes. I love that for you. I love that for you. 3 of Raphael. Green energy, new growth, abundance. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. thanks for allowing me to just kind of sit and chat it out with you. I just really wanted to pull some cards. I felt like somebody out there needed one of these messages, or maybe all of these messages, and know that, you know, you could, as one person, embody all of these energies at different times. Just take what speaks to you and leave what doesn't. And I'll chat with you again soon, I guess. I keep tripping over my words. Yeah, I guess that's it. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you want me to read on next. I'm going to try to post some videos in the next week. I know that some of you have been emailing about crystals, videos. I'm working on it. I promise I'm working on it. What else besides that would you like for me to read on in the meantime? And I guess that's it. I love you guys. Bye.